little dreamers, and welcome to Story Villa, the place where every tale is a doorway to wonder. I'm Grandma Gigi, and today, along with my curious granddaughter Lily and our fluffy bunny Whiskers, we're about to set off on a truly enchanting adventure. Have you ever heard of a village that floats in the sky, where wishes grow like flowers, and music leads the way? No? Well, get ready, because today, we're unlocking the secret of the lost village of wishes. So grab your imagination, open your hearts, and come along. A magical world awaits just beyond the stars. Before we go, do not forget to like, subscribe and share your favorite grandma stories with your friends. So let's go. It was a breezy twilight in the village, where the scent of blooming jasmine floated through the air, and the soft glow of lanterns danced on the porch walls. Grandma Gigi sat weaving garlands on the veranda, while Lily chased fireflies across the garden, giggling as Whiskers, their curious rabbit, hopped after her with twitching whiskers. Just as Lily paused to catch her breath, a strange melody floated down from the attic, a tune no one had played in years. "Did you hear that, Grandma?" Lily called out. Gigi looked up, her eyes narrowing thoughtfully. "That tune. It hasn't played since I was a little girl." Curiosity sparked. They climbed the creaky staircase to the attic, lit only by shafts of moonlight piercing through wooden slats. Dusty books, forgotten trunks, and old gramophone records lay scattered like sleepy memories. Suddenly, Lily spotted something gleaming beneath an embroidered shawl, a delicate wind chime of silver threads and glowing stones, gently swaying despite the still air. As her fingers touched it, the chime came alive with a soft, ringing hum. The attic grew warm with golden light, and Whiskers' ears perked up as the floor seemed to shimmer beneath them. "Grandma, look what I found!" Lily called out, holding it up as light danced on its stones. Gigi's face lit up with a memory. "That is a desert key. Your great-grandmother once told me about it. It doesn't just tinkle in the breeze. It unlocks hidden worlds when the time is just right." As if on cue, the wind chime began to hum and spin on its own. A soft breeze circled the attic, though every window was shut. The wind grew warmer, forming a glowing whirl around them, making Lily see her own image. Whiskers' ears flapped like little wings as he squeaked in excitement. Before they could think, the magical key slipped from Lily's hand and got turned into a little sapling with glowing sand around it, and before they could blink, the attic disappeared in a burst of golden light. Within few seconds of golden bang, they found themselves standing on the edge of a vast, glittering desert, not made of sand, but of crystal dust that sparkled under a peach-orange sky. "Where are we, Grandma?" Lily whispered in awe. "This, my dear," Gigi replied, "is the shifting sands of echoes. And beyond it lies something magical, the lost village of wishes." Whiskers thumped his paw twice, his nose twitching as he sniffed the adventure in the air. In Gigi's hands, the wind chime morphed into a tiny map made of floating musical notes. Whenever they shook it, the notes sang directions. Arrows of stardust glowed beneath their feet, revealing a path that only the wise people could see. As they journeyed, the desert revealed its secrets. Rainbows floated upside down, gently spinning like umbrellas. Clocks ticked backward, making giggly burps whenever they struck 12. A flock of paper birds fluttered past, whispering riddles in rhyme. Once, they saw a giant translucent whale swimming through the sky, its fins brushing the clouds like paintbrushes. Fountains of chocolate swirl around tempting Whiskers and Lily. Beautiful fairies danced on the music of a dancing piano, making Lily dance with her own magical image along with Grandma and Whiskers. Each step brought wonder and fantasy. Then came night. Beneath a moon shaped like a cookie, with a bite taken out, they reached a mirror-like lake, glowing with silvery light. In its reflection, they saw something incredible. A village floating in the sky, filled with glowing trees and sparkling fountains. That's it. Lily gasped. The village of wishes. Gigi nodded, her eyes twinkling. But it only appears to those who truly believe in the beauty of the unseen. They closed their eyes, held hands, and took a leap of faith in the pristine lake. When they opened their eyes again, they were no longer in the desert. They stood in a village suspended above the shifting sands, connected by bridges of moonlight and surrounded by cloud gardens. Wishes grew on plants like glowing flowers, pink, blue, gold, and green, each one pulsing gently with magic. The villagers were not ordinary folk. They were beings made of hope and stardust. Some looked like glowing stars, others like floating lanterns, and a few like tall leafy fairies with angels' eyes. A musical breeze floated through the air as a warm, shimmering figure of a lady. She had bells as her earrings and her cloths rippled like water. "I am Mira, the guardian of the last wish," she said kindly. "Here, only wishes for the good of the world take root." Grandma asked Mira why this world got lost. Mira's expression softened, and her bell-shaped earrings chimed gently as the breeze swirled around them. She turned to the trio and spoke with a voice like wine through chimes. Long ago, the villagers of Wishes lived in harmony with humans. Their hearts were open, and their wishes were selfless, for peace, for love, for healing the world. These wishes blossomed into stars and fed the tree of shared dreams. But as time passed, she continued, human wishes began to change. Greed, power, and fear began to fill their hearts. The magic could not bloom from such desires. And slowly, the bridge between this world and yours faded. Lily, eyes wide and voice barely a whisper, asked, "Can it ever be found again? For everyone?" Mira smiled gently. "It can, if the right hearts remember what it means to wish for others." Then, with a graceful sweep of her hand, Mira offered them 3 tiny sky lanterns, each with a glowing candle inside. "These will carry your purest wishes to the tree." Lily lit hers first. As she released it into the twilight sky, she looked up and said, "I wish for every lonely child in the world to have a best friend and a family who truly listens." The lantern shimmered pink and floated upward, transforming into a glowing star that nestled itself high in the tree of shared dreams. Gigi followed, gently lighting her lantern. As it lifted, she closed her eyes and whispered, "I wish every human to follow wisdom and conscience to transform the world into a kinder place." And then came Whiskers. With a twitch of his nose and a noble little thump, he poured his lantern into the air. Mira chuckled and translated, "A forever carrot farm for every bunny, or as he puts it, abundance for all creatures." The wishes they had made were no longer just whispers in the wind. One by one, those pure-hearted hopes began to float upward like glowing petals. Pink, gold, blue, and green. Each wish shimmered gently in the twilight, rising toward the heart of the village. In the center stood the tree of eternal wishes, tall and radiant. Its silvery branches reached into the sky, catching each glowing star as it arrived, cradling them like precious gems. As the trio stood in silence, their eyes wide with awe, Lily suddenly pointed up with joy. "Look, Grandma," she gasped. "Our wishes have turned into glowing stars on the tree of eternal wishes." Gigi's heart swelled with warmth. Whiskers twitched his nose and stood on his hind legs, marveling at the magical sky. Mira stood quietly beside them, her shimmering cloak catching the glow. Her eyes sparkled with pride, seeing how deeply the trio had understood the heart of the village. But even in that moment of beauty, the dawn began to break. Mira turned to the trio, her voice calm but firm. "It's time," she said gently. "This village cannot stay connected to your world for long." Lily's eyes welled up. "Grandma, I want to return," she whispered, clinging to Whiskers. Gigi knelt and took Lily's hands. "Destiny brought us here. Lily, we'll get back to our world soon." Mira nodded. "Only one being can help guide you home." Lily looked towards Mira in her eyes and asked eagerly, "Who is that Mira? How can we find him? What is his name?" Just then, from behind a patch of giggling flowers, a bouncy, fluffy creature with dragonfly wings fluttered into view. "I'm Twindle," it squeaked cheerfully. "Helper, hopper, and huggiver. I'll get you back." The way home, Twindle led them through glowing tunnels beneath the sky village, across a bridge made of unwished wishes, and past a cave where laughter echoed forever. Their footprints glowed softly, leaving behind songs only the heart could hear. At the edge of the village, the magical wind chime shimmered, now spinning with rainbow light. They hugged Mira tightly. Gigi handed her a small packet of handmade sweets. "Thank you, Mira," she said softly while gifting homemade ladus to Mira as gesture of thanks. "May the transformation in humans bring both our worlds together again." Mira bowed her head with a graceful smile. "May your kindness ripple across time," said Mira. "One spin," said Twindle. "One wish, and home you go," whispered Twindle. The wine chime rang out as it spun, and in a swirl of golden light, the trio vanished into the sky. They landed softly in the attic, exactly where they had begun. The chest still sat open, the wine chime now hanging by the window, gently glowing. But something had changed. Lily's pocket still held a glowing flower from the village. Gigi's storybook now shimmered with new pages. And Whiskers? He had a tiny glowing crown, only visible under moonlight. Their adventure had ended, but the magic remained. And from that day on, whenever a child felt forgotten, or a heart needed hope, a whisper would float through the breeze, from the lost village of wishes, still blooming above the shifting sands. Moral of the story: true magic lies not in what we wish for ourselves, but in the wishes we make for others. When we dream for a better world, with kindness, courage, and love, those dreams bloom into reality. The trio made us learn that the most powerful wishes are those that bring hope to others. Thank you for watching.